Welcome back to Art at Home with Miss Lindstrom. Today we are going to refine and complete our still life drawings. Last video we chose our objects, created a still life, and drew the simple outline. As in the last video, you can follow along and pause each step, or watch the whole thing and try on your own after. Let's get started. Our learning targets for part 2 are, I can draw a still life of my unordinary object. Remember, still life is art that is about objects set up in a special way. Unordinary means special, different, and unique. Our second learning target is, I can refine my still life drawing. Refine means improve by making changes. Let's look at some of our example still lifes. As we look at these different works of art, think about the difference of each. What colors did they use? Is the background dark or light? Does it look realistic? What types of things will you do for your still life? Think about if you want it black and white or in bright colors. Today we are going to refine our still life, meaning we are going to take a look closely and see what small details we can add to make it look realistic. You can choose what medium you would like to use to add color to your still life. I'm going to do colored pencils. Now, as you are working, you want to think about what style you want to do it in. I'm going to leave mine with a pretty simple background because I want the shoes and eucalyptus to really stand out with their bold colors. So I'm going to do pretty much just a white background, so I'm not really going to color it in. And then I'm going to do a little bit of the wood table underneath the shoes to make the shoes stand out. Now, when you are coloring in something really detailed, start with very light colors. You can always make the colors darker. Also, we're going to slowly lay in some shadows because our objects cast shadows on each other, and that'll help make it look a little more realistic. So as you are looking at your objects in your still life, think about where there are some darker areas and where there are some lighter areas. Now, when you're coloring in these darker areas, don't just jump right to a black crayon or a black colored pencil. A lot of our objects are not black. You want to choose a darker shade of the color that you are already using. So my shoes are a light blue. That means I'm going to use a darker blue to do my shading. Now, I'm going to move back and forth between the floor and my shoes because I want to make sure my colors look good together. So now I'm going to go into back to the floor a little bit, and then I'm going to add in the shading that my objects cast on the table from the shoes. Remember, as you are adding color to your still life, go nice and slow. We really want to refine these so they look nice and realistic. Take your time, move from one object to the next, and be creative with the colors that you are adding. Again, remember, try not to put in too much black. As you finish up your drawing, take a step back. How does it look? Does it look like your still life? Are there any other details that you forgot to add and need to go back in to do? When you are done, you will take a photo on Artsonia. You can also leave a comment or photo on the YouTube link or on the assignment in Google Classroom. Also, feel free to join me during office hours if you have any questions or need help with your drawing. Remember, today's targets are I can draw a still life of my unordinary object, and I can refine my still life drawing. When you take a photo in Artsonia, I also want you to write in an artist statement describing what your still life is and why you chose those objects. Have fun creating!